depending what happens with the Spurs. There's some really good young teams out west, which I think make that conference really balanced. And Leonard, he stays out conference. You look at Portland and Utah as being kind of those teams, and the Clippers that could be a little troublesome for the Lakers if they don't add enough in free agency.
So let's talk about the New York Knicks. And, of course, the Knicks are getting roundly criticized. They mishandled this. They blew that. I don't disagree in that the Knicks, as they look right now, are not going to be a particularly good team this coming season. But I'll give them credit for this. When things didn't go their way with the ping pong ball and with perhaps not being able to get the guys they wanted, they didn't go nuts and just start handing out max contracts to the wrong players. They're actually, as it stands now, they're probably going to be in a really good position to do some stuff after next season. And in the meantime, they got Julius Randle and a few other guys who can at least make them not an embarrassment in the coming season. So I'm usually the first one to run to the front of the line to criticize the Knicks, but I'm not sure it's as warranted as the heat that they're getting right now.
Well, I don't know if it's warranted, but when you say they're in good position for 2 years from now, that's what we heard going into this summer. So they have to show it to me before I'm going to believe that they're going to really be a major player in free agency in any season. I think as far as the ping pong balls go, I mean, when you talk about Barrett, I mean, he still was the guy that most people felt before you saw 10 seconds film of Zion that he was the best player in the draft. So they really quality player. I think they got out and made some decent moves so far in free agency. They're going to be able to score with a lot of teams in the league with what they picked up on the wing. But they have to show it to me first before I believe they're ever going to be a major player. And do free agents actually want to go there? The fact that, 20 miles down the road, you got all these big stars that are looking to play at Barclays Center opposed to Madison Square Garden has to be a little concerning if you're a Knicks fan.
I think the big key now is Barrett. Now, I have some misgivings about him. I thought there was a big fall-off from number 1 and 2 to number 3 where Barrett was because he doesn't shoot the three very well, and he's going to have to improve that aspect of his game. He's also got to do better at the foul line. But if Barrett pans out and shows that he has a chance to be a superstar in the NBA, he could be that drawing card for the max contract super free agents next year. So I think there's a lot of burden on Barrett for a rookie, but I do think it's all going to depend on how he does.
Yeah, I disagreed a little bit. I didn't think there was that much of a drop-off after the first two. I thought Barrett was a perfect fit to run that offense, and I think he'll get better at shooting the three. I think he is that superstar that'll make that team better, and hopefully he can bring some free agents there. Again, they helped themselves a little bit. You're right. They didn't dish out a lot of money. They signed Randall. They signed a few other pieces. But I like Barrett a lot. I think he's going to be a good young quarterback of that team to be the superstar of the future for the Knicks.
I think what hurt the Knicks PR-wise in this whole situation is the fact that they didn't even take a meeting with Durant. Okay, but they should have
They made up their mind, evidently, that they're not going to give a max contract. And
well, as you said earlier, I mean, there is some concern with a guy who is 32, coming off an Achilles injury, who's played a lot of minutes, and they weren't lucky when there was red flags with Stoudemire, there was red flags with Joakim Noah. They've gone out and spent money on free agents before who had some injury concerns, and they should have at least, to save face, I'm thinking, had that meeting at least with Durant. They decided to not do it because of the injury concerns, and they announced it and then went in a different direction. And I think that's what's kind of left a bad taste in a lot of the Knicks fans' mouth.
But the second part of it is not only did they not take the meeting, and understand if they got the concerns, I can live with that, but they should have got in front of it, and then your rival, the Brooklyn Nets, get it, and that's just, for the Knicks fans, that hurts even more from a PR standpoint. And Dolan's not been a popular person in New York with some of the moves that he has made or hasn't made, mainly. So bad spot for New York. Again, how many times can you tell your fans, though, we're 2 years away? At some point you got to do it and show it. And as you said, this is an important year to show a little bit of an improvement, but they will be in a position next year where they can add some pieces and maybe be competitive. But they're so far behind the rest of everybody else right now, it's going to be tough. And when they get to that second year, guess who's going to be playing at least 80 or 90% Kevin Durant the following year at Brooklyn.
No, from a PR standpoint, it's definitely a difficult spot for them to be in. And again, for me, I said it, and we said it now, Marco, position themselves, say all they want, but until they actually go out and show, not only that they're willing to have those conversations and willing to talk to some of those free agents, but are those free agents willing to come to New York and play for that organization? That's the big question mark right now.
So looking from a betting standpoint, and that, of course, is very important for Chuck Esposito at Sunset Station and throughout all the Sunset Station casinos throughout the town, where'd the needle move this weekend? Who was getting the play? Who was getting the anti-play?
Well, I think when the anti-play, you definitely can say the Knicks, where they weren't able to land anyone. A small adjustment with the Nets. Again, two of the teams that I mentioned, I think both the Pacers and the Jazz, you saw some movement with as well. The Sixers. And then the big question mark right now, which kind of holds everything up, is Leonard. I know I keep mentioning it, but that's really the key. In the NBA. The same thing in the NHL. I mean, all their big guys kind of landed somewhere, if it was Panarin or Bobrovsky or Duchesne. There's been some trades today, some actual offer sheets made, which haven't been signed in over 10 years in the NHL, but we've seen a lot of movement in both leagues. And we're in an information era, guys, not just us who's staying on top of this. The guests on the other side of the counter are doing it as well. And, I know we talk about the Knicks and the Nets, in the NBA, but you talk about the Devils, Islanders, and Rangers in the NHL, and some big movement on those three teams as well because of how much improved, especially the Rangers and Devils have become over the last 10 days.
And the Dallas Stars getting Joe Pavelski today is going to make a difference. I want to touch back on one team in the NBA, though. We have not mentioned them throughout this broadcast. They had a heck of a year this past season. They look like they're going to be a solid team once again. But the Denver Nuggets are the invisible men in this offseason. I haven't heard anything about them on basically any level, including a betting level.
Well, I mentioned them earlier that I thought, Denver, Utah, and Portland were the three kind of young and up-and-coming teams in the Western Conference. They haven't made a big splash yet, but they're a very good team. They may be waiting for, the first wave to go by the board and add pieces or two that they think are good complementary pieces. But I agree with you. I think I said it a couple of times. They're one of those teams out west that, again, depending on where Leonard goes, if he stays out east, I think they're a major player in the Western Conference.
And back to the NHL, let's touch on the Golden Knights specifically. We know that the Coyotes are getting some attention from future bettors. The Dallas Stars, certainly with Pavelski joining them today. Golden Knights, look, they've had to make some unfortunate moves as far as the salary cap's concerned. And another good player today, Belmore, who was a defensive stalwart and just, to me, the heart of the fourth line. And in some ways, one of the real guts guys on this team. I think he's a bigger loss in terms of the overall way he fits on the Golden Knights. Bigger loss than he is on paper. It's not like he's a big scorer or anything like that. But that's a gain for the Colorado Avalanche and a little bit of a loss for the Golden Knights.
No, it is. I think the Avs team, with what they did last year, and the draft fell their way, where Bone Bryant, arguably the top defensive player to come out the last few years, went there. I think when you look at the Knights and losing Halla and trading and Miller, they did sign Nosek today and Brandon Perry. I think the big question for them is if they sign him, they're still going to be somewhere in the top $7 or $8 million range over the. So is there another shoe to drop? Is there another star player? I know they say all the right things right now. They don't hit any big thing, but I Nosek and Perry, and then if they do sign Gusev, or is that the call that McPhee is taking right now? Is that somebody wants to sign him from the? He played in the KHL. He was very good in the under-18s. Do they want to make that move? But I think you look at the entire league. You mentioned Pavelski. I think Matthew Shane going to his offer sheet out to Sebastian. First time that happened in a long time. A lot of teams have gotten better. We talk about teams going the other. No team for me more so than the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oof.
They didn't retain Panarin, Bobrovsky, Duchesne, or Engel.
Yep.
I just have to wonder with that franchise. They put a lot of chips in last year. They were all in 4 straight, but man, they weren't able to retain any of those guys. In the late last, they actually offered Panarin than the Rangers, he still chose to go play for the New York Rangers.
Yeah, I think,
you have to wonder about Columbus right now, guys.
I think the Blue Jackets flirtation with the strong contendership might be coming to an end, Marco.
Yeah, for sure. And for the Knights, they're learning that, the expansion now, it's a couple years in, and they're going to have to deal with salary caps, and they're going to be like everybody else. And it's sad to see guys go because, when you got the nucleus just started this team, but there's still, I agree with you, defensively, the defensive guys don't get the limelight.
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's, I think, what is one of the really strong suits about hockey, professional hockey, is that it is such a strong or a hard salary cap that it causes teams to make tough decisions.
100% agree.
I'm a huge Blackhawks fan, and they had to make tough decisions. They won 3 cups in 6 years, and flags fly forever. But you had to give away guys like Andrew Ladd and Dustin Buckland and Temi Panarin because of the hard cap. And I think that's why you see 50% turnover in the playoffs year after year. That's why you see an expansion team like the Knights 2 years ago at 250-1 make it to the Cup, and a team like the Blues, who were the worst team in the league, and a 25-year-old rookie goaltender in early January, also at 250-1, makes the Cup. They balance it well because of the hard cap. It causes so many of these teams to make hard decisions that I think it's good for the league, and there's so much parity there. Every team has so much optimism this season.
Yeah, look, it's as simple as this. We don't have any idea going into next season who the best team in the National Hockey League is going to be. If the Lakers end up with Kawhi Leonard, you can just fast forward to the finals next season because the Lakers are going to be in it, no matter what anybody else does. So, that to me is the difference in the two sports. Hey, Chuck, let everybody know what's happening out at Sunset Station. Well, I know Chuck would like to, but I think his cell phone might have just quit on us. Yeah. So we'll try and get Chuck back on after the break, and we'll find out what the latest action is at Sunset Station. We'll take that break now. We'll come back with our Monday Joe's Angle of the Day, our MJ Christensen 4 at 4, and a lot more.
The Las Vegas Sportsline.
Hey Vegas, Clay Baker here, and I'm live at Findlay Toyota inside the Valley Auto Mall, and there's so many great reasons for you to come down and join me right now. I'm here until 4 o'clock, but the American Red Cross is here. July is the highest need month in the year, and they need you to bring your driver's license and register and donate blood today. That's why we're having a special show out here from 2 to 7 here at Findlay Toyota inside the Valley Auto Mall. We got food from John Smith Subs. We got prizes to give away, including Melissa Etheridge tickets at the Encore, show tickets, movie tickets, and, of course, you get a fantastic free meet and greet with the Las Vegas Aces, Derica Hamby, Sydney Colson. They will be here beginning at 3:30. All you got to do is come and hang out. Bring your license, register to donate with the American Red Cross because July is their highest need month, and I tell you what, they need your blood, they need your help. Please come by today and think about what you can do here at ESPN Las Vegas, live at Findlay Toyota inside the Valley Auto Mall. It goes on from now until 7 o'clock. I'm here until 4 o'clock with all sorts of great prizes here at Findlay Toyota at the Valley Auto Mall.
Join us this Independence Day at the Moapa Paiute Travel Plaza as we celebrate with 2 nights of free concerts and 2 nights of the largest free fireworks show in Nevada. July 3rd, catch Evolution and the Rhyolite Sound, followed by a free fireworks show. On July 4th, don't miss Blue Oyster Cult, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band, followed by another free fireworks show. The Moapa Paiute Travel Plaza, 20 minutes north of Las Vegas on I-15, exit 75 in Moapa. Parking and admission are free. Shows open to all ages. For more information, visit moapaconcerts.com.
Cliff Miller with me, Dave Cokin. We're talking about what's happening at MJ Christensen at Boca Park. And let's talk about diamonds because they're a girl's best friend and they're also the most intimidating thing in the world for guys.
They see a GSI 1 carat and one's $4,000 and one's $14,000. And they don't understand why. That's why people are flooding into MJ, because we'll sit you down and educate you and help you select the perfect diamond for your occasion.
MJ Christensen, something special for the love of your life. Located at Boca Park.
Aviator 1 with a flyby at the Las Vegas ballpark as we celebrate America.
Tonight, your Las Vegas Aviators continue the Silver State Diamond Challenge presented by the Nevada Donor Network as we take on the AAA affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Reno Aces. Then, tomorrow night, celebrate Reyes de Plata with Hispanic food, fun, and music. On Wednesday night, don't miss the incredible post-game fireworks extravaganza sponsored by City National Bank. First pitch, 7:05. Visit aviatorslv.com for tickets.